I'm Kevin Casey. I'm a professional mixed martial arts fighter. And right now what I'm about to do is issue a warning out to all other competitors.
I don't want overs. I just expect them to happen.
Fatty's gonna fatty is real.
Oh, give me fucking truth, baby! Come on! Let's go!
How have I been successful in life?
Welcome back. It's been a little bit. It's been a little bit. We had a week off, and then we had some water issues, some mainline water issues, Wes.
Oh, God. You don't even want to know.
So something like that. Do you have to pay for that, or is that a city thing, or does your house insurance cover that? What's the deal there?
Well, no, you can get insurance through the water company for anything. You can do it for inside your house and outside your house. I don't do this shit inside my house because I have a open basement in my laundry room. I can see like all my pipes and shit and stuff and all that. So I would be able to hear if something started leaking in my house or something. So I don't do that. I got homeowners insurance and shit that you gotta have. So if something catastrophic happened inside my house, but outside the main line, from the street to your house, that's on you. And if you if you don't have the insurance to the water company, a full line replacement, I think, can be up to like $7,000 for a full line replacement.
Because a guy about 6 houses down from me, they had to rip up his lawn and fix a main line, and I didn't know who pays for that. So,
well, here in the States, and I don't know how it could work different from city to city, county to county, and shit here, but I think most of the time, your local water company can charge you for insurance on that, or it's on you to take care of that. The line from through your front yard to there's usually an easement out in front of your house.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's kind of theirs. But once it like hits the sidewalk, crosses the sidewalk into your front yard and stuff, that's all you. If that mine was pretty much last time mine was the connection that went into my foundation. Ooh. So it wasn't like the water line where they had to dig up my front yard. They just had to dig up my flower bed next to my house and fix that. But the problem was the company that did it didn't do it right. So I had to come out to get up twice, drive a backhoe through my yard twice. They tried to send the same company out this time, specifically asked, hey, when y'all come, bring some boards and stuff y'all can drive y'all's backhoe on, please, because y'all tore my yard up last time and fucked the job up. Didn't even do the job right the first time. And I think it's the same spot. So I think they fucked it up twice. It's been 2 years now. But they send the same company. They show up with their backhoe and shit, no boards and stuff. And I was like, man, look, I talked to y'all's office people. They said they would make sure y'all sent boards. I was like, y'all messed my yard up last time really bad, more than you had to. Y'all messed the work up. And dude was like, well, I didn't do the work. I was like, your company did the work though, bro. You know what I'm saying? I didn't say it was you, but your company did the work. And then he's like, well, we didn't bring any boards. I was like, well, hold on, dude. I'm going to go. My wife specifically talked to them and she's going to go call. Well, dude gets in his truck and it's been about 5-10 minutes. She can't get a hold of them in the office. So I was just going to be like, hey man, just please go as easy as you can through the yard. I need this fixed and stuff. Dude rolls down I walk up finally, dude rolls down the window. I was like, you should have had a better attitude with me, and literally drives off the job, literally leaves. I was like, are you fucking serious, homie? I was kind of stunned. I was like, holy shit, I wasn't calling you out, dude. I wasn't even like being an asshole. I was just like, man, y'all said y'all was going to bring some boards.
Don't fuck up the sodsman's yard.
Then like, dude, so it's been like another 5 days with water just running out of my pipe where got my water bill last of which they take care of. They take a big chunk of it off. Yeah. It was like $900 for 2 months. And that's how much it's leaking. My sump pump is running. Jeez. Dude drives off the job. Wife is fucking pissed. calling them like, yeah. And they was like, well, they can do that because they're contracted through that insurance company. It's not me personally. And they can literally be like, we don't want to do this job and roll off. I'm like, they're allowed to do that? How do y'all contract out work to these people? Like, what are you talking about? So yeah, that's home ownership. Enjoy it.
Love it.
Get your money up, get a home, and then you get to deal with that shit.
Love it.
So get the insurance on your main water line if they offer it.
Yeah, I gotta do some research to see what the deal is.
But your house isn't like that. So if it's like not like a defect, you should have like 30, 40 years on those. If it's just not an outright defect. And I don't know how, like, y'all might have even better building standards up there, but like they even changed the building standards here. Those main lines have to be done in like this different kind of material now that expands and contracts with the heat and the cold and shit. They didn't use that shit like 40 years ago. So, but you get about 30, 40 years out of those main lines. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
I got another 15 or so then.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. Mine's getting old to where shit's starting to hit, and it's like fucking. Yeah, but I dealt with that last week.
Yep.
How's your shit been going? Didn't you get a vacay?
Yeah, I went down to the in-laws for, I don't know, 5 days, and then this was long weekend was last weekend, so went out to my parents' place and saw the whole extended fam, so that was good. So yeah, did that. Watched some jiu-jitsu, which surprisingly was more interesting to me than some of these cards lately, which I don't know if that says something about me or the cards, but yeah. So
I enjoyed the Misfits boxing about more than I enjoyed a UFC card in a while. Like watching Tony Ferguson beat up influencers and Darren Till look like prime Roy Jones Jr. against fucking Luke Rocco. Like
just a murder.
Pretty good. It was pretty good.
Absolute murder. But I don't know. We got a bit of a mix. I think this card. I mean, there's 14 fights,
there's some fun ones.
Which is a couple too many. But there's looks like there's going to be some violence and there's some interesting prospects on this card. So it should be fun. It's going to be in the afternoon. So we got dick all to do on Saturday afternoon. You might see some fun fights and then I guess the following week we got UFC Noche in San Antonio, Texas. So I don't know. We got a couple of decent cards coming up before it kind of.
I would check your immigration status before you show up to that if you're going. just a fair warning. No bullshit.
I mean, I think they know a guy. I think they know a guy that will help them out. You know, with the corrupt ways of that needs to be done.
For the locals, I wouldn't be so sure. But
if you're fighting on the card, you're fine. If you're going to this card, they're going to be waiting for you.
You just be careful.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. Yeah, obviously with no card last week, we ain't recapping. We'll just go straight into this 14 fight card, and we start off, of course, in the women's strawweight division. Probably should cancel it based on what the next title fight's going to be. But, of course, we are subjected to Shauna Bannon taking on Sam Hughes. Wes, what do you got?
I mean, when you're finding out about your title fight on Instagram, it's time to shut the division down, right? Like it's over. Yeah, I have absolutely nothing here. I don't have a whole lot on this card, period, as far as bets go, but yeah, nothing much here. Probably a dog pick in Talmaster. Who cares anymore? I think I'm pretty much out of that. So yeah, line seems kind of wide on Sam Hughes. That's about all I got.
That's fair. Over 2.5 is minus 425. So we are in for a terrible long fight. Next up, we got in the welterweight division, we got Renat Fakhraidov taking on Andreas Gustafsson. He's the guy that he fought he fought Chaos last time, and everybody thought it was going to be an absolute war, and then he just made a business decision and grappled fucking Chaos. I think he's going to have a little bit tougher time grappling fuck right off, so this might be fun. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, if I was to play anything here, it'd probably be fuck right off. I don't think he's got that path against him like he did Chaos. So I mean, dude is a fucking tank of a human though. So this fight actually could get like very, very boring and very, very bad. So yeah, I mean, I lean fuck right off. Just he's been in there with the better comp and shit and been in the UFC a while, but maybe look by decision, maybe about either side that you want here, because it just seems like this fight's going to be a grapple heavy gas fest at some point, and it's going to get really boring.
Yeah, the over 2.5 is minus 205. Like I know Gustafsson has a bunch of finishes. The guys that he was finishing, they're not the greatest. And as we've seen, fuck right off is pretty damn durable, even if he gets a little gassy. So over 2.5, or whoever you like to win this by decision is probably the direction. I, like you, will probably pick fuck right off, and I'm not gonna bet it because just don't wanna. Next up, we are in the middleweight division. Brad Tavares still fighting in 2025, and he's favored against something called Robert Bearjew. Wes, who is this man?
I mean, I guess you're going to be favored over him when he loses a 3-round decision to Ihor. Like, that's not a good look at all.
Getting dropped and
yeah,
easily beat by Ihor is not a good look.
But then Tavares, you're seeing Tavares as a minus 200 fave, and the guy's like last 3 wins in like 4 years is Omarion, Weidman, and Meerkat, and like a ton of bad losses in between those. So it's really tough to lay minus 200 on Tavares, even though I think he probably wins this fight. I think it's a 15-minute decision win for Tavares, but man, minus 200 on Brad Tavares in 2025 is wild business and some shit I don't want to be involved in.
Yeah, Bearjew obviously hasn't fought in like a year and a half, getting dropped by Ihor and getting fairly one-sided beaten by him. Not a great look. He obviously has a shit ton of finishes. Tavares' chin has kind of gone away from him. So, I mean, would I be very surprised if he's able to clip him? I wouldn't. But there's no way I can bet something like that when you're losing to the Ihors in the UFC. So, yeah, another fight that hopefully is more interesting than it looks on paper. Down to 170 again. Sam Patterson taking on Trey Waters. Wes?
Yeah, I think Patterson is a little bit better than I thought he was, coming off of getting absolutely obliterated by the
ass mouth.
Don't speak ill of, or you might get a bomb dropped on your head. But he's got like 3 really good wins, man. His last 3 out, all finishes. Trey Waters, I mean, I guess the Quinlan wins okay. Billy Ray Golf and shit. Like, he's beating up the dudes he should, but is he really beating them up? He's going 15 minutes with these guys. So I think at this point, Patterson's got more paths here because I think he could get finishes in this fight. But another guy that it's up to minus 175, minus 180, man, I don't know about that. Definitely a pass on the side. Man, is this gonna like Just gonna go under 1.5. Like it's some plus money. I don't think so. I'm just trying to talk myself into anything on some of these early fights, and I just can't do it, and that's crazy for me. So yeah, Patterson a pick, man, but I can't find an angle here that I really like.
Wes, does the tall guy defense just cancel out when we got a 6'3" and a 6'5" welterweight going against each other?
Yeah.
You know, Waters likes to be hit.
He does.
So does Patterson.
He does.
This could get sloppy. You know, Patterson, you know, he's got all three of the guys out of there in the first. What does he look like if the guy doesn't get out of there in the first? I don't know. It's interesting. I don't think Sam Patterson is that good, but you know, like you said,
neither of them are.
Neither of them are, and you know, both of them are kind of beating who they're supposed to beat. I guess I'll pick Patterson. We'll see if he can get Waters out of there early, because I think if it extends, then it kind of pushes to Waters' side. So we shall see. Hopefully a fun one, because it's not amazing to start this card, but what can you do? Late notice fight. This was supposed to be Faris Zayam taking on. How are you going to say that, Wes? I know you're probably not the best person to ask how to say that name. Kauai? Is it Kauai?
I think it is like Kauai. I don't know. Yeah. I guess it could be either way. I've heard what's his face say it before. I think it's more closer to what you said.
All right. Well,
he's fighting Harry fucking Hardwick. I know we can say
that is the easy one to say. So yeah, Fernandez taking on Hardwick after Zayam had a death in the family. That's a new one that I have not seen before on the old Tapology of reason for cancellation. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, most are like, fuck that family member. I need that $15K. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know how. I've seen Hardwick a couple times. I don't remember seeing him. Read a little bit this week, like people think a little bit of him, that he might actually be decent. I know Fernandez got a decent win last time out, but I think we kind of all overrated Kucheladze a little bit over the past couple years. So how much is that? Still, I think it's a decent win. Hardwick is beating the guys over in Europe that are like the title contenders and stuff. I don't know how much that says about, you know, those dudes' skills nowadays, when the UFC literally gobbles up every warm body that they can find almost around the planet now. So I don't know. Hardwick as a dog here, short notice. Seen some people that think kind of highly of him, so probably a pick in Top Master, but man, I just don't know enough about him to make a bet here. And I think Fernandez is okay, and the guy can grapple. The dude can take guys down and just absolutely control them. So you always worry about that. So Hardwick probably a pick, but I'm going to pass on this one as well.
Yeah, I think this is I think it's going to be a case where Hardwick looks good on short notice, you know, loses a close-ish decision, and then, you know, performs pretty well when he gets a full camp to, you know, strategize who he's fighting. This is very, very short notice. So yeah, he's the Cage Warriors lightweight champion. So obviously he's beaten these guys in the fourth round. So he obviously has a gas tank, and, you know, a couple of those guys that he beat for the title are, you know, all right guys. So I think he does well. I just think he probably loses a close decision. And then we look at betting him in the future. Next up, another debuting fighter, Marcin Tybura, taking on Ante Delia.
Yeah, They wrote DeLee off of the fucking pile over and wherever the fuck he was beating up Jurgen De Castro. Like you get signed off just starching that guy. Like, congrats. Yeah, I mean, going back to the PFL just a while back, Modovsky just absolutely obliterated the guy. I mean, he had a decent win over Renan Ferreira, who was one of the better guys over there. That's been like 3 years now. Beating the Maurice fucking Virginia Slim fucking Greens of the world, and then, you know, smoked by Modovsky. I think Tybur is just the way more skilled guy here, man. If he can kind of turn this into his fight, I know Delesia hates getting walked down and backed up and shit. Tybura likes to do that, man. He comes forward, he will body you and throw those bows against the cage and stuff. So I know Tybura is getting a little old, but this is heavyweights, man. Him moving up, he's actually looked pretty decent lately. I mean, he's fighting the Mick Parkins and shit of the world, but I mean, he's only lost to Spivak and Aspinall in like the past 3 years. So actually one of the better, more durable heavyweights that's out there. I mean, it's not saying a lot. The division is fucking horrible as shit. So but I like Tybura here. Tybura might even get a finish in this fight. So maybe look a little bit of Tybura inside the distance, but I'm around even money. I think it's a good matchup for him.
Yeah, I agree. Tybura's a really good litmus test in the heavyweight division. He's really only losing to very good fighters, and he's able to hang in there and beat some guys even when he's a decent sized underdog like he was last time. So I know it's a pick 'em here, but I think if he doesn't get smoked early, I think he takes over this fight. It's heavyweights, that can happen, but like you, I'll take the more skilled fighter, the more tested fighter, and when he's a pick 'em. So if he doesn't get nuked early,
plus 300 inside the distance too on Tybura. Like I gotta take a little bit of that.
Yeah, I think
it's still heavyweights.
Yep. I think if you're gonna play Tybura, then you might as well sprinkle a little bit on the inside and hopefully cash both of them. So yeah, I'll be betting Tybura. Yeah, you can get plus money at a couple books. So that'll be the way both of us are going in that one. Down to the amazing light heavyweight division. We got Omar C coming off a fucking disaster.
Absolute stinker.
Disaster of losing as a giant favorite. And now he's a big favorite again, taking on Brenson Romero. Is Brenson Romero going to be able to pull the upset, Wes?
Nah, I mean this is a different guy. Like Minifield had a way to do it. Like Ribeiro's gonna stand there and throw dumb shit and get clipped at some point. I think C gets back on track here. They're setting him up with a very, very favorable matchup at home here. They want to get the fucking crowd going. I was looking at the under. Just that last time out really scares me with C. Like I know this is a great spot for him to get a highlight reel, but him inside the distance, there's some minus 135 out there. I'm sure there's some slightly better prices at other books if I scrounge around, but that's probably the way I'm looking. I might end up throwing a little something on that C inside the distance. I just think at home he's getting set up with a highlight reel here because Ribeiro is really, really bad.
I think he wins kind of any way he wants. I think he can out grapple Ribeiro. I think he can light him up on the feet. I think after that last one, he might go a little bit of a safer route and try to grapple Ribeiro and get him out of there that way. Don't really care to try to figure out how he's going to do it. So I'll just stay away, but I do think that he's going to get the fairly easy W against Ribeiro. Next up, we got William Gomez coming off a controversial split decision loss against Hydra Mill. Now he's taken on Robert Rucola.
Yeah, controversial. My fucking dick. That was fucking criminal. Is what that was. Yeah, I don't really have too much in this fight. I think he won that. He should still be on just not undefeated, but on a crazy win streak. Got the split over Brito, which wasn't bad. But man, I don't know. This Ruchula guy is champ over in KSW. Another guy that I've seen a little bit, but it's been a while, so I can't remember. I watched some highlights of him this week. Some guys think pretty highly of him. If you think one of these guys gets it, I mean, plus 228, I kind of, like him a little more than the other dude we was talking about who was coming off of, I think it's Cage Warriors, Harry Hardwick. Kind of like this Ruchula guy a little more. He's got more finishing ability and stuff. He's beaten some decent guys over there. I think outside of the States, like that's one of the better promotions with like straight up talent, guys that can actually fight and are durable and good. So this is also in France, man. Like, are they just giving Gomes a good matchup, a guy that's gonna bring it to him and let him, show out? You gotta worry about that. The judges over here. So yeah, probably gonna pick Ruchula in Top Master. I don't know if I can bring myself to bet against Gomes at home in France. It's tough. And the guy's good. Like Gomes is a good fighter, so I still think this is a fairly close fight. So yeah, Ruchula probably a pick, but I'm not sure I can get myself to betting.
I'm a bit surprised the under 2.5 is as high as it is. Rucola's got a string of finishes. Gomez, he has a bunch of finishes. Just the last couple have not been finishes, and I guess in the UFC he's only got one finish in 4 wins. So yeah, I kind of get it, but I think it's going to be a good fight. Like I think it's going to be a fairly high paced fight. So I guess there is a chance that somebody grabs a finish. Yeah, like I don't know too much about Rucola. Gomez seems okay. So I guess this will be a decent test because Gomez has fought some okay fighters in this division. So it's a good litmus test for Rucola jumping into the UFC. But this is kind of just a wait and see and see how he does against a mediocre featherweight in the UFC division. Staying in the featherweight division, we got Pitbull taking on Losine Kaida.
Yeah, it was
is Kaida another champ?
Yeah, out of
Octagon?
He's the Octagon one, yeah. And I think the best one of the bunch that they got coming over here. Yeah, it was good to see Pitbull actually get a win last time out against a good guy, against Ige, who fought a really good fight. And I think we kind of knew that second time out, Pitbull was going to perform better. Ige still had some spots in that fight until late. So I mean, Pitbull is still 38 years old, man. More often than not needs to fight on the feet to get off his power at some point. I think if Kaida like grapples and wrestles here, he's going to cruise to a pretty easy win against Pitbull. And I think he will. If you watch some of the tape of him out there this week, his training and shit, this dude is a fucking tank, man. I think this is a bad matchup for Pitbull. I think this guy's really good. Out of all the dudes that they brought over here from these European promotions, these champs this week, this guy's getting the most praise. I can see why the guy might be a legitimate guy at featherweight over in the UFC, especially off a win against Pitbull. It's going to rocking him into contention. I think he's going to get that. I just think this is a bad matchup for Pitbull. This guy can fucking absolutely wrestle and grapple. Not that Pitbull can't, but that's just not his game at 38 years old anymore. What was his first go around? I mean, we watched Yair pretty much take him down at will and shit. Like, this guy's way beyond Yair's fucking wrestling and shit. So just think it's a bad spot for Pitbull, and I like Kate in this spot. They get around 2-1. He's a very good parlay piece. I'm not sure he gets a finish here. Pitbull is about as tough as they fucking come. Maybe Kata by decision. I'm not sure what that price was. I hadn't looked yet. It's yeah, you can get some plus money on Kata by decision. I don't think that's too bad, but I like him quite a bit as a parlay piece in this fight.
Yeah, kind of weird matchmaking. I don't know. Like,
I don't know what they're doing with Pitbull here. This is beyond stupid.
He gets a win against Dan Ige, and then they give him a debuting fighter. Like,
you put him against bangers though too. You put him against guys he's going to be able to kickbox with. He's only got a few fights left. Like, put him in fucking, and you know he's going to give you excitement. He's going to swing for the fences. Put him in fucking kickboxing matches. Let us see him fucking throw down a few more times. Why are you giving him like a stud champ over there that can grapple his ass? This is just stupid, man.
It just seems like a very low upside. Like, you're fighting a guy that very, very few people know who he is. And he gets an impressive win as an underdog. And do people really give a shit? I guess he signed it. He agreed to the fight, but seems kind of dumb to me. Kaita's last 4 fights have been at 155. Before that, he was obviously a featherweight, but his last little title run was at 55. Now he's coming back down to 45. You know, he is 28 years old. That could be interesting to see how the weight cut goes and see how that affects him.
He's a fucking tank too.
He's a tank. So those couple extra pounds that he's gonna have to shed might be a bit of a struggle. So you might see, in the 3rd round, if it goes that far, he could be struggling a bit, but I do think that this is a good matchup for him. I don't think Pitbull's going to be able to mix in the wrestling like he did against Dan Ige. And then on the feet, I think Kaita's right there with him. So I agree. I like Kaita. I don't know if I'm going to put it in a parlay. I don't really like too much chalk on this card. So I might not be able to find something with him. And him coming down in weight, that would definitely be something that I might be waiting for weigh-ins to see if he's able to make it and doesn't look too deathly on the scales. Next up, friend of the program. Oh no, hold up, never mind, not yet. We've got something called Axel Sola taking on Reese McKee. No idea why this is this high on this card. I guess Sola is French, but what are we doing here, Wes?
Yeah, I think he's like a French promotion champ, so they locally probably known. But
oh yeah,
I wish I knew more about him, because it would be hammer time against Reese McKee, because he is a fucking 27-year-old champ that's beating up dudes over there, and he's fighting Reese fucking McKee, who just loves to get fucking highlight reeled by people. So Sola's absolutely going to be the pick. If I have time to look at anything on this dude, maybe a bet, but I wish I had saw more, because Reese McKee sucks, and you're getting around even money on a local champ that's dusted all the people over fighting in his hometown. I mean, it seems like they want him to win because they're giving him Reese McKee. You can't get too much better than that. So, yeah, who knows though? So, it's a tough one to pass, but I just don't know enough about the kid. So he's the pick. Probably no bet.
Yeah, don't have much here. I, like you, think Reese McKee is very bad, so this guy should probably beat him if he's a legit regional scene champion, but Reese McKee, like I think he's going up in weight because this is at what weight class is this? This is at 170,
He's
and
a
I'm pretty
70-year, right?
his
Yeah, Reach McKee's been a 70-year. Yeah.
right, but Sola's last fight was a 155er for the
Oh, okay.
for the that's where he won the title, was at 155.
Oh,
Reese
gotcha.
McKee is a
Yeah.
70-year, has fought as high
And
as 85.
he's a big 70-year. Yeah, he's actually a big 70-year. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a bit concerning. I'll pick the French champ, but yeah, there's going to probably be a bit of a weight difference and size difference in this fight. If Solo's good, it shouldn't matter because Reese McKee is not that good. Lightweight division, Borralho Oki taking on Mason Jones. Mason Jones coming off that pretty fun fight with old the Heathen Stevens. What do you got, Wes?
Yeah, that was a great fight against Jeremy Stevens. One time out for Stevens, which is wild. I mean, they must have given him a nice check to fight at home because he was immediately back the fuck out of there, going back over to BKFC where they're giving
now
him
he's
getting six-figure checks. Yeah, he's getting six-figure checks over there. So I get it. I mean, that was also a good win for Mason Jones, man. Tough dude in his hometown, like, and they scrapped, man. But he beat Jeremy Stevens, man, pretty much at his own game. A fucking brutal stand-up fight, and Mason Jones looked pretty good. I mean, he's got some good wins on his resume, man. He had to go back to Cage Warriors. He went over, just smoked guys over at Bryce Logan and shit. So I think Mason Jones is pretty good. I don't know how good Oki is. I mean, I'm still seeing Chris Duncan fucking choking him. So it's like, that's not great. Decision against Michael Aswell last time out, who's just, what are we doing? I mean, I want to bet Mason Jones here. It's another one that's kind of close, man. And I guess you could make a case for Oki, but I think Mason Jones is the better all-around fighter on the feet. I think he's way better. His boxing and hands are just way better. The grappling's where it gets kind of sketchy. Can Oki like take him down and lay on him and shit? Like Mason Jones isn't the best grappler. So, I mean, there's some minus 135. I'll probably end up small on Mason Jones. I like him here. I think it's a close fight, but I think he's better. Probably just a small bet for me on Mason Jones in this spot.
Regardless, I think this is going to be a fun fight. Both of these guys throw a shit ton of volume. Mason Jones loves to get hit. I think it comes down to is Mason Jones going to be able to implement that wrestling? Because I think if
end up on top,
I think if it extends and there's a lot of time on the feet, I think Oki is just a bit sharper of a striker and
probably hits harder. That's going to be the problem.
Hits harder. I think he can also make Mason Jones miss a lot. So yeah, I think it's a close fight. I do think Mason Jones probably gets some takedowns and wins a close decision. So I'll probably stay away from laying some juice on old Mason Jones. But yeah, he's usually in fun fights, and the guy he's fighting throws a shit ton of volume. So it should be at least a good one. Now for some people that, you know, we know quite well. We got the MMA Analysis special. Modest Buakake taking on the Bearjew.
Yeah, the Bearjew last time out is literally like an all-time MMA thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude getting just plastered, does the illegal fucking kick. Oh boy, might have did a fucking Razzie worthy fucking act job. Who knows? Like, was he out? Was he not out? It's fucking some JFK film type shit. Nobody knows. Just one of the weirdest fucking finishes of a fight that you'll ever see. The main thing about that though is Bearjew was getting his ass kicked once again. Like, that guy gets the shit beat out of him now. He's up at 205. The Modest Buakake is a big 205er. That guy is fucking large, hits hard. I think he's gonna fucking knock out Paul Craig here. Paul Craig just cannot take a punch anymore. Modest Buakake can crack. I'm not laying fucking minus 350 on Modest Buakake, but I do think he finishes Paul Craig in this fight. Like, it would take some fluky ass shit happening. Like, can that happen in Paul Craig fights? Yeah, but very, very rarely now, this day and age with Paul Craig. So I think the Buakake gets a finish. I'm not sure what him inside the distance is. Probably not good enough to play. Yeah, minus 150. Yeah, I can't mess with that, but he'll be a pick for me. No play.
Yeah, Buakake by TKO is even the best price that I can see is like minus 120. That's
Nah, it's not worth it. No.
Yeah. I do think you're right. I think Buakake is gonna win here. I just have a tough time seeing Paul Craig able to get him down. I mean, cute
It's
labia
too big.
couldn't get Buakake down, and you think Paul Craig's gonna get him down? And
Paul Craig almost needs guys. He needs guys falling into his guard nowadays.
Yeah.
Even against the last time out, he almost pulled guard and then was getting the shit rocked out of him on top. Like, it wasn't like he was putting him in any danger once he got to the ground either. He was getting smashed in his face. So it's not a lot of outs for the Bearjew these days.
Nope. So it's gonna be a tough one for the Bearjew. I'm sure Lance will still have a small bet on him because that's
does he even
Lance
still
does.
bet Bearjew nowadays? Like, I think he even just passes nowadays.
Yeah, you're probably right. But
hell, Brad was even going down with the ship and was like, I'm just done with all of it. You're not costing me anymore.
Yep. So the pick will be Buakake, and I'll say it's by decision. Just what kind of price is that by decision?
That's possible though. Like, that's an
275. I think that's better than laying juice on TKO myself.
I would agree.
But TKO, I guess, is probably the likely way he goes, but I like the value on decision. Co-main event, good one here. We got BSD, Bing Swinging Dong, taking on Mauricio Hufi.
Yeah, this actually should be a really fun fight. If the guy wins, who I think is going to win, I think it's going to be a very fun fight. There could be a scenario here though where if BSD wants to win, he might have to make it boring. I think he's got to get takedowns in this fight. I'm not sure about Ruffy's takedown defense at this point. Nobody's really like put it on him like that. We haven't really seen his ground game too much. But man, the main thing to me is BSD doesn't like go and get takedowns like he did early on. That guy stays on his feet a lot now, and he's starting to look very, very chinny, man. If Ruffy connects on him, like even fucking Kyle Prophylactic was fucking landing on him, man, he's going to sleep. Like, I'm leaning Ruffy in this fight, man. I'm just not sure that BSD is going to get the consistent takedowns that he's going to absolutely have to win this fight. I mean, it's a possibility, of course. BSD still very, very good in that realm. We just don't see it as much anymore, man. Even when he's in tough fights to where he should be going to it a whole lot earlier, he's not. Just in his last one, man, like, he got into a lot of trouble before he finally said fuck this and took it down and choked old boy out. So, I mean, a couple back, we, saw Poirier literally knock him cold. Moicano, I know he fucked Moicano up early, but then Moicano beat him so bad his eye was literally falling out of his head. So, I mean, he doesn't take damage well at this point. I think Ruffy cracks like a fucking truck, man. Can get a knockout in a lot of ways. So, I'm leaning Ruffy. Probably just gonna go straight up with the money line and put Ruffy with Kada. That'd be some very nice plus money. I do think Ruffy gets a KO in this fight, though. I think he finishes BSD. That chin's just looked just crazy fucked up to me lately. So, like Ruffy by KO, I'm just going to use the money line and a parlay and put him with Kada for some nice plus money.
So I'm not sold on Rufi just because, that ground game is yet to be tested by anybody with a pulse. And then even like I know he's got the highlight reel shit, but like that lawn top fight was close. Like it's not a good look to be going to
Lawn Tom can kickbox though a little bit.
That's fair, but
I hear you. He's not BSD at all. No. Not even close.
That being said, like I was high on BSD. I bet him against Poirier. I was drinking the Kool-Aid. He was just running through dudes and then whether it was he started getting hit. He did have staff coming into that fight, but he also fought like an absolute donkey, and it came back to bite him. Didn't seem like he learned his lesson, and Moicano just absolutely sliced him up on the ground. And then it comes out that he's just like, well, I don't know. He had just a bunch of excuses. He's, who's he training with and all kinds of shit. He doesn't really have a coach. And, I expected him to absolutely crush the prophylactic. And like you said, he was still getting touched up a bit. He didn't look amazing. Like he did obviously get it done. It's just concerning that, he took a lot of abuse in back-to-back fights, and then he comes out and all these things get told about him not, didn't seem like he was training well and didn't have a head coach and whatever it was. And it's just like, man, like, how are you supposed to be beating the elite fighters? And that's what you got going on. So now he's fighting Rufi, where I do think he's going to have a grappling advantage. But is he going to... The question is, does he have to fight like a fucking donkey and win in, a round, or else he's done? Because that's not a good path to victory when you start fighting upper echelon guys. Whether Rufi is or not, that's a good question. I'll pick Rufi. I'm just not sold. I could see, BSD turning back the clock and implementing the grappling and really exposing Rufi. Rufi, in theory, should have good grappling. He trains with Borralho. He trains with Silva. Like these guys are good grapplers. So he might just shock everybody and have very good grappling, or at least really good defensive grappling, enough to keep it on the feet. So I'll pick him, but I don't think I can lay the juice on him. That being said, if he highlights Real's BSD, I think BSD should probably fucking retire, because it's going to be nothing but CTE after that.
That guy's 29. It's crazy. He looks like he looks at 29.
He is weathered as fuck.
Yep.
And those back-to-back fights took a lot out of him. I mean, his UFC debut took a lot out of him, and then he was able to have a good run there. But yeah, I don't know. It's maybe it was kind of all fake. He was just fighting the right guys and running dudes over, and once we got to a decent level, then he kind of got exposed. He was doing good against Poirier until he wasn't.
Yeah,
but
he was.
That's the way she goes. All right, we're at the main event. This is a title eliminator. Next, the guy that wins this could be fighting for the title very soon. We got Nasruddin Imavov taking on Caio Borralho. Wes?
Yes, this is a tough one for me, only because I gotta pick one of two people that just don't really fucking care for. Both of these guys are absolute sleep-inducing fucking fighters. I'm just a little bit more so Borralho at this point. Imavov still has, I mean, you'll touch on it too, just a lot of questions for me. 5-round cardio and stuff. With this fight's going on, this isn't going to be a quick finish fight. What's that cardio look like? What's that ground game look like? Because it's going to get tested. Borralho, as good as of a grappler he is, he gets fights to the ground when he wants them there. I think this fight's going to end up on the ground quite a bit. So I just think he's got more pass. His striking is fine. Like he's got decent calf kicks and stuff. Like the gym is like, I think we can say at this point it's one of the best gyms on the planet. Like they are producing killers down there. So getting all the training against the good fighters. Yeah, hate to say it. I think Borralho's probably going to win this fight in a very boring fashion. Probably 25 minutes. Maybe he gets a late sub or late finish because I think he's going to end up on top a lot in this fight. Maybe not a lot, but there's going to be times to where he's on top controlling this fight. Yeah, at this kind of price, I'm going to have to bet a little Borralho, and that guy's a contender in that weight class, man. Like the things he does very well, and they're conducive to winning fights at that weight class, taking guys down, being able to control them. I mean, we could see some really boring fucking champions of it. You know, these upper weight classes, man. It's not good. But yeah, I think he's just a better all-around fighter here. So yeah, beyond Borralho, I think there's some minus 125 or so out there. So yeah, it's gonna be a bet for me.
Yeah, I just don't. It's tough to say considering he just knocked out Israel Adesanya, but I just don't think Imavov is that good. Like, I think he's had some good stylistic matchups. I think Borralho is just a very tough matchup for him. I think Borralho is the better grappler, and he is going to impose his will. He's going to tire him out. Imavov is trash when he's tired. Imavov, I bet him against Brendan Allen, and he is very fucking lucky that Brendan Allen has the fight IQ of an absolute toilet bowl, because Brendan Allen was outstriking Imavov and just had to go for a takedown in that third round. Yeah, stupid. And that was in a 3-round fight. And I do expect Borralho to push the pace and grapple and lean on him. And I think he's just going to drown him. And we see a 4th round finish. So I like Borralho. That's going to be the consensus bet of the week. Minus 125 on Caio Borralho.
Let's go. We're back.
We're back. We ripped through this 14 fight card. I think it's
the main next week is like prime.
Very good. Very good.
Love that fight.
Yep, it's a good one. Rest of the card is a bit tough. We go from. I feel like Noche UFC was a bit better. I know last year was in the Sphere, so I mean that's a bit of a different thing. But the year before that, I think it was better. I know
they stocked it last year.
Yeah, I mean you can't really count that. It was a numbered card. It was Sphere, whatever. But before that, I thought it was a bit better. But I know it hurts to not have Rosas Jr. That was kind of a good co-main. Instead, we get the dumbass getting his ankle bracelet off and fighting on the prelims.
Oh, love this sport. So good.
How can you not?
So good.
Interesting enough, we got another week off after that one, which there's been a long stretches of UFC events every fucking week, and then we got 2 off in 4 weeks or something like that. That's a bit surprising. But I'm sure there'll be is that oh no, that's not that yet. When is Canelo? Is that next weekend?
That's next
Is it
weekend.
Noche? Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said they'll have that done before the Canelo fight, though.
Yeah, of course.
They better.
Obviously. So
Which there's like not even a ton of like buzz that you would think for that fight. And like they're paying Dana and them just a flat fee to do promotion, and like nobody's even really promoting it much. Like, and it's like an insane fight. It's fucking intriguing as fuck, man. Like,
yep. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully it picks up because I mean, it doesn't matter. We're gonna watch it anyway. But it's an interesting fight, and I don't know. We'll see how many empty seats there are in that fucking stadium because I think they might have overpriced themselves.
they always just hand them out and shit when they got to.
They'll have some seat fillers, so
yeah, they'll have it looking full. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, from whatever angle they need to. So.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, that will do it for this week. We'll be back next week and we'll probably run through that card pretty quickly because the prelims are pretty rough, but make it somewhat interesting for you guys. The fights are good. Body.